Hi, welcome back to Knit for Brains podcast. I'm Laura Brady. This is episode 113. Karen is missing today. She has a lot of things going on. She is okay. She will be back next time. Let's see. Knitting, sewing, crafting podcast. Because she's not here today, I'm located at 60 miles south of Chicago in Bradley, Illinois. You can find us on Instagram, Ravelry, Facebook, and also on Etsy at Knit for Brains Designs. Okay, we'll go through the Illinois weather update. It's been crazy. We've had snow. We've had warm weather. And in one day, we had a high pollen alert and a freeze alert. All within one day. It was weird. So, yeah. It's been cold now. I think starting tomorrow, we're going to be, warm again. So, but I'm ready because the husband turned the air conditioning back on. All right. I'm going to get to it. It will probably be a shorter one today, seeing that it's just me. I did lose a few days of knitting due to I was sick last week and I didn't do anything for pretty much 3 days, I think. So, we'll go ahead and start with the shop stuff first. By the time you guys see this, I will have added these bags into the shop, which again is Knit for Brains Designs on Etsy. We'll start with the sock bags first. You guys will recognize our little dog that we do for all the different holidays, and we've done a few non-holidays too, but this is the patriotic one, and I just think he is the cutest with his little sunglasses on. Up there. That way. And I don't know if it's showing very well. Yeah, the stars are sparkled. And then I used a different drawstring that also has a sparkle. The blue that's on the top is what is on the inside of the bag. I do only have 2 of those as of right now. I can't swear what will be in there when this goes up. Also in the sock size, I have these fun balloon animals. There's dogs and dinosaurs and turtles and fish. And the inside of this one is the same as what's on the top. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. I think that's all the sock size. I have a card that came out of somewhere. I'll figure it out later. Alright, also in the balloon animals, I do have the medium zippered ones. And the fabric on the inside is the same as what's on the sock bags. I have 2 of the medium zippered. In our little patriotic dog, the medium zippered bag, it has the blue on the inside. I have 3 of those. And then I have a new size bag. It is basically the sock size pattern, but it's enlarged. I'll see if I can really show you good. So I got this burgundy and it has the green. And then it has a really large boxed bottom. I was showing this to my friend, and I just grabbed full skeins off my yarn stash, and I had 4 skeins fit in here, and there was still room. So it is a sizable bag. It is, just for comparison, very similar to the medium size. It's not quite as wide, but it is bigger across the bottom. So I have 1 of the burgundy ones. And then in the canvas, I have 2 of these that are really cute. Let me see if I can open this up a little bit better. It says, I make cute things with yarn, and it has a little sheep. So it's the blue canvas, and then it has the white and gray on the inside. And it's the same as the burgundy one with the big box bottom. I have 2 of those. So those will currently be in the shop. And there are a few sock bags, I think, left from last time. Some of the Knit Happens, and I think one frozen one. So again, that is on Etsy, Knit for Brains Designs. Okay. I'm going to dive right in with finished objects. I don't have a lot today, amazingly enough. We'll start with some socks, which I'll have to remember to give this to Karen. This is Night Owl Fibers. I want to say it was her first Friends Club. And the colorway is I'll Be There For You. So I'm going to set this up here, because next time I see Karen will be when we podcast, because next week my husband and I will be in Arkansas. These are a pair of socks I made for Wendy, and this makes pair 9 for her box, which I was in her box yesterday. Something is wiggling over here. And I figured out I can actually fit 14 pairs of socks in her box. So I will probably knit 14 pairs for her. So I think those came out really well. I'm a little thrown off with the camera since it's just me. So sorry if I'm a little off there today. So there they are close up. So that was my first FO. Now my second one, you guys had seen last podcast. I had just started it. It was a sweater for a little man, and I actually tore it out and restarted it. I realized when I was partway through it, I forgot to switch to the other size needles. So I just ripped it out and did it again. It's fine. So I used part of an advent calendar from Laura of Lollipop Girl Yarns, and I used the Flax Light sweater pattern. I did the 1 to 2 year old size. And this one I went and I picked through, and I got kind of lighter colors that weren't quite so vibrant like his last one. So it definitely has a different look to it, and I think it came out really, really nice. I tend to use the Flax Light sweater pattern a lot for the kids, just because it is a really nice fitting sweater. You can do it with the short sleeves if you want. You can do it with the long sleeves. So, yeah, I think Alicia's really going to like this one. I just was over at her house today, but I didn't want to bring it since I was recording tonight. That way I actually had it to physically show you. So I will drop that off to her sometime this week. That's all I have for finished objects. It was a slow week. I told you guys I did not do... I shouldn't say I didn't do a lot of knitting. I did a lot of knitting, which you guys will see on one of my whips. I just didn't finish a lot. I'm going to take all my needles out of here so I can put them away. I used a variety of needles. So I had used... in the 16-inch ones, I had used Chagus, and then also my Addy Rocket 2s, or Addy Rocket Squares. On the sleeves, because I do like to use DPNs, I used my zings for the main part, and then for the ribbing I used my signatures. So I pretty much used 4 different brand needles. Okay, I'm gonna put that back there. All right, I might as well run through coupon codes. Told you guys this is gonna be a quick one. Naughty knitting sacks on Etsy. If you use code DirtyBrain15, you will receive 15% off. Amanda Rake Cole on Ravelry. If you use code KFB19, that will get you 20% off in her Ravelry shop. Speaking of Laura from Lollipop Girl Yarns on Etsy, if you use code KFB15, you will receive 15% off her hand-dyed yarn and her patterns. All right, there's that. Whips. I went ahead and brought in my diamond painting today because I did actually get, I want to say, three more colors done on it. My goal, well, it's not even a goal. It is going to happen. This is going to be finished this week. I had hoped for it to be finished this last week, but with all the sewing and being sick, and then I have to do this in like small increments because it does, even though I'm using an easel, it still does kind of flare up my neck and shoulders a little bit. But I mean, I don't have a lot left to go. So you can see I've got, oops, since last time, I can't do this backwards, guys, sorry. I didn't have any of this bird done at all, the hummingbird. And I done all the dark pink and the lighter pink has been added as well. So it's almost there. This will actually be gifted to somebody before the next podcast. So when I finish it and get it into a frame, I will take a picture of it so I can show you guys on the next podcast it finished. And then I'll have to pick out my next one to do. So that's one whip. I cast it off a pair of socks for Wendy. Oops. So I had to put another pair. Got wrapped around my little door thing. I had to cast on another pair, which I was using my new rose bag. And this was yarn that Karen passed on to me from Night Owl Fibers. And it was her Love You More, which you guys might remember, because I want to say, yeah, she had just finished these on the last episode. I am to the heel increases right now, so won't be much longer. Because once I do the heel, it's pretty much over. I've been doing shorty ones for her. So that's what that looks like. And I am going to have to do some yarn management more than likely because one ball is quite a bit bigger than the other one, which is fine. It's not a big deal. Just be a couple extra ends to weave in, which I don't mind weaving in the ends at all, so not a big deal. These should probably be done this week. And I pulled out 3 more self-striping yarns that I'm going to cake the yarn up this week and at least get the toes past the increases on all 3 pairs, because I need to make sure I have enough knitting to bring with me to Arkansas, since we'll be driving. And when I say we'll be driving, my husband will be driving, so I knit pretty much the whole entire time. And then I do have some time there where I will be knitting, so I'll make sure I have enough knitting with me where I don't run out, although it's not that big of a deal. I'm going to be at a yarn store. Speaking of which, I will be definitely, we'll be at the yarn store here and there, but I will definitely, and let me tell you the exact date in case you are in that area. I am bringing bags with me, so there will be a trunk show that will be there May 3rd through May 5th. I will physically be at the yarn store on May 3rd. So if you want to stop by, if you're in the area, and come say hi, do some shopping, maybe sit and knit. Okay. Up next, and I've shown this a couple times now. This was my Gilmore Girls mystery box from Forbidden Fiber Co. And it came with a pattern for a cowl. So I've been working on that, and it has, let me just pull these out here. Maybe 4 different colors in it. I don't know how much I got done on it since last time. And this one's really hard to show because it really could go on longer needles, longer cable. But I really like my stuff scrunched up, so that's why it's not. Let me see where my progress keeper is. So that's where I was last time. So I did a few rows around. There is, I know it doesn't look like it, there's quite a few stitches on there. Let's see. 261 stitches round, so there's quite a few stitches on there. I want to say the only time I actually worked on this was the last time we podcasted. After podcasting, when we sat and watched other podcasts that night, I worked on this. So I might or might not bring this with me. I haven't decided yet if I'm bringing this one with me to Arkansas. I don't know. I'll probably figure it all out last minute, I'll be honest. Okay. All right, my next one. Oh, this thing. So I showed you last time I had taken out my, I didn't bring the pattern with me. It is sitting on the couch. Simple Hug cardigan from Cozy Up Sisters. I am using Miss Babs Yowza in the Beautiful Dreamer colorway. I had 2 skeins of it, and they are very different. Even though they were done at the same time, they were purchased at the same time, they are very different. So I have had to go back and forth with them. And that is the reason, because somebody had said don't rip out the other sweater, just to knit from the other sweater. Well, the reason why I did not do that is because I decided to make the next size up. And then with having to go back and forth with the 2 yarns, since I then had more stitches on it, it wasn't going to work out the same. And yeah, I ripped it out, guys. But I got a ton of work done on this. I probably could have finished this had I not gotten distracted with other things. So let me just show you. the last time, don't you just hate it when you're knitting? There we go. It was like stabbed through. So last time I showed it, I was where the progress keeper is. So that little bit. I am done with the body at this point. And then the front panels are done as well and are on waist thread. So I basically just need to connect them together. Now, if you guys remember this, the reason why I tore it out was because the armholes were so incredibly small. So I added rows to the back and I added rows to both the fronts. And I'm now in the debating process, which is why I didn't move on with it. But I think I'm prepared to move on now. Because I was trying to decide if I wanted to add more to it. But I keep reminding myself this is going to grow too. But I actually have, it's kind of hard to show since it's not connected. I actually have a sizable armhole now. If you guys remember, there was no armhole. So I don't want to go too crazy where it gets too big. Now, when I tried it on last time, not only did it, like I could get my arm through it, don't get me wrong, but it was like really tight. And then the seam where you seamed them together, which should be here at the shoulders, was kind of down on like my shoulder blade. So I added a couple, you're supposed to keep the front panel and the back panel the same amount of rows. Well, I added a couple rows to the back, trying to make sure that it's going to be where it should be. I don't know. We'll see. This is all trial and error at this point because I wasn't crazy about the way it fit last time. And I love this yarn. I love the colors of the yarn. I think it is beautiful. And if I'm going through this work and I love the yarn, I want it to be something that I will actually wear. So I don't care how many times I have to take it apart. I'm going to get it how I want it. So I think I'm about there. So basically once I do my 3 needle bind offs, which is going to be like lickety split, I got to do the band around the front and just this itty bitty sleeve. The sleeve is like nothing to speak of. I'd show you a picture, but I left my pattern sitting on my couch. I'm unorganized tonight, I guess. So you should see this next time, I would hope, but I don't know, maybe not. Who knows? Who knows with me? I was thinking I should probably get it done before I went to Arkansas. That might be nice to bring with me, but I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll see. I guess it depends how much knitting time I get this week. All right, I only have one other whip. Yeah, told you it was going to be fast. I think I talked about this before. I'm sure I talked about this before. My friend Laura had sent me one of her advent calendars that she had purchased from another dyer. And needles to knit it with and everything. And she wanted me to knit her a potluck pullover, which I've knit 2 of them previously. This is a paid for pattern on Ravelry. It is great for leftovers, minis, advent calendars. So she sent me the advent calendar and I decided that this would be a good item to take with me to Arkansas. So my goal is to get all the raglan increases done and split for the sleeves, and then I'll just have knit. So I started that today. I'm just started adding my second color, and it's really nothing to look at, because if you remember the first time I made one of these, I was like, oh, this looks weird. But it does actually take shape once you get past a certain point. You just have to trust the pattern. So, yeah. So I'm going to work on this some more tonight. Well, probably the next couple nights, and get it to the sleeves. I mean, I could do the increases in the car. It's not that big of a deal, but I figure it'll be even nicer if I can just knit and not have to keep track of anything. So, yeah. Yeah, because this is raglan, and then I'm just knit the body, so, and the hem. I'd like to have this, like, done, or, like, at least the main body of it done by the time I get back, but I don't know. We'll see. Sometimes I peter out with knitting in the round, just because it starts to bother my fingers. So far it hasn't. It's going to be really cheerful and bright. I don't want to take them all out of here, and you guys will see them as I knit them or when it's done. I can't remember. I want to say the yarn was from Dietastic. But yeah, it's going to be bright and colorful. So it'll be a fun knit. And I like this pattern. It's a pretty easy knit. Even though it's fingering weight, it's a pretty quick knit. And I think part of that is because of switching the colors. It tends to keep at least my interest. So I got that started. And that'll be one of her sweaters done. She sent me a second sweaters quantity as well to knit for her. But the other pattern that she wants, I had not knit before, and I'm actually familiar with this pattern, so I figured I'd start with the one that I'm familiar with, which just seems to make sense to me because I know I'll fly through it. So there's that. That's all the whips I have. I have other whips that I haven't worked on, like my bralette. I haven't touched that, which is kind of dumb because it's almost done. I really should have finished that, but I don't know. Squirrel. I have a little bit of acquisitions, not a whole lot. A lady was having a D-stash. I did not buy any yarn. What's surprising is I bought a couple bags, and I don't typically buy bags, but this one is a Notions pouch, and I mainly bought it because of the fabric. Sorry, I thought I had my watch on vibrate. Because I love roses, and it had all different colored roses. It has a little bitty box bottom. I mean, honestly, I could use this as a sock bag. That's a good idea. It'd be nice and small to put in with my stuff for Arkansas. I might have to use this as a sock bag. This is Notions Plus pouch. Yeah, I'll probably use it as a sock bag. That way it gets used. It's from Slipped Stitched Studios. Oh, sorry. Work with me. There we go. So I got that one. And then I also got a Mrs. Brown's bag. This is her extra large bag. It's says knit to live, live to knit. Has yarn balls and skulls. I don't even know what's on the inside. I never really looked. Has the boxed bottom. Doot. It's got like some dots and polka dots, and it's gray, matches the front. And of course it has roses on the front as well. So I picked those two up from D-Stash. And then I received a package in the mail. It showed up and I was like, I didn't order from her. Like, I've never ordered from her. And, excuse me while I grab it. It kind of fell down. So I opened the package, and then there was a note on it that said, ha ha ha, never ever trust me. Early birthday present, and you already know who sent this. Which I did instantly. And it's from Candy Shop Yarns. It's liquid candy, and it's her frosting and sprinkles. And I have never had yarn from her, and this is gorgeous, guys. Look how pretty this is. I came with 2 minis. And she's got the cutest little labels. It's got like the little fountain drink. It is really pretty. And it's got like all the different speckles. And you know, I'm a blue girl to begin with, so yeah, I'm loving the blue. Yeah, so I got an early birthday present, and it's not even May yet. So yeah, that is really pretty. Really pretty. So I think something special to do with this. I feel like this needs to be something more than socks. I'm gonna have to think on it. But I love it. So there's that. Alrighty. I knew this wasn't going to be long, guys. That's really all the knitting content. I did have a comment in the last podcast that somebody had asked if I could show pictures of the grandbabies together, Peanut and Little Man. Well, I tried. So they did have some family photos done. So bring it up. There's the 2 of them. Guys, look at those legs on them. I told you he's a big boy. There's another one. I got one more. Of Alisha and the babies. And the babies are so intent on watching the TV. Both of them glue themselves to the TV. Little man's just as bad as Peanut. Yeah, and he giggles and laughs at it. Speaking of TV, let me do a rundown of what I finished, what I started and finished, and what I'm watching now. Because I was on the couch for 3 days. So I had been watching True Blood. I finished that. And I know there was somebody that was wondering how I was going to like the last season. I want to say Marie, maybe. Because Alisha did not like it at all. She said it was the worst one. I disagree, which I had a feeling I would. Because we tend to be opposite on a lot of things. I enjoyed the last season. It was good. No complaints on the ending, which is very unusual for me. So I finished that. Then I started another series. Where's my phone? And it was one that I believe just came up as recommended. Prodigal Son. There's one full season out, and then they are currently on season 2. So I watched the first season on HBO Max. Then I switched over to the second season on Hulu. And today, I want to say they had up to episode 9. So I watched episode 9, and now I'm current. because it does run on Fox every Tuesday. So the next episode doesn't come out until April 27th. So this next Tuesday. So I'm up to date with Prodigal Son. So then tonight, actually, right before I start recording, I started watching Pretty Little Liars, because that was one that had been, excuse me while I take a little sip. Pretty Little Liars had been one that had been recommended to me previously, because I do like screenshot all the ones you guys recommend, and I go back, and even if I don't necessarily watch them right away, I like to watch typically like one series at a time, just knock it out. I am still on episode 1. So far it seems good. I think it'll be good. And I do like, and I'm awful with names, you guys know this, but the one girl's mom is the actress that played Piper in Charmed. And I always liked her in Charmed. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes and see in 2 weeks where I'm at on that. And as always, any recommendations, I'm starting to get low on them. So, you guys kind of know what I like. So, you know. This has got to be the shortest episode ever. Oh, I think that is it, though. So, the next time we record, we'll have been to Arkansas, so I'm sure I'll have some new things to show, because, like, I'm going to spend that much time in a yarn store, not buy something. Yeah, right. Probably some stories to tell, and some, see if we can take some pictures and stuff, and I'll have Brett add them on to like the end of the episode. So if you want to watch them, you can. If you don't, then you don't. So other than that, I believe that is all I have for you guys. So remember to go check out the Etsy store, Knit for Brains Designs. And as always, if you could like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Leave comments. We do enjoy interacting with you guys. And like I said, Karen should be back for the next podcast, and we will see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.